Hey guys, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to my channel. I have my wife, Grace, here.
Hello.
In this video, we want to talk about how our faith helped us retire early. Now, specifically just one book of the Bible that really changed our life and our perspective. And it's probably a book of the Bible that you do not expect. It's not Proverbs, so you might be thinking about that. So it's a book of the Bible you do not expect that really changed our life. So stick with us here. We want to explain this to you. Before we start, I just want to say thank you so much. I know it's been a few weeks since I've been off YouTube. My son was just born, so we're excited about that.
Yeah, it's actually behind us.
He's behind us. He's sleeping right now. But he had a really traumatic birth, right? So he was born not breathing, purple as all get out. And they took him immediately to a different hospital. Yeah. And so we didn't even get to hold him, see his eyes open, or really just...
Everything just happened so fast.
Everything happened so quickly.
And everything changed within seconds. Everything was going well, actually. I was actually in labor for only 7 hours,
yeah.
and when he came out, he was just like purple, and I don't think anybody was expecting it. So
yeah, it was a long week.
It was the longest week
of our life, and so
yeah.
we thank God that we had a lot of you guys praying.
Yes, thank
got
you
your
so
comments
much.
on YouTube, Instagram, and so thank you so much for your prayers. It really means a lot, especially because I don't know you guys personally, so it's just amazing that there's so much support. So let's dive in. So to give you some context of our mindset. About early retirement, and because that wasn't something that we actually were searching for. We just kind of,
because we were so young.
We were so young, right? It was our first year of marriage. Yeah. I remember we were just trying to figure things out, trying to figure each other out, because we didn't live with each other before we got married. And so when they say the first year is the hardest, it really is.
It really is.
I didn't think it would be, but it really is. We're trying to figure out each other's habits and different things like that. Yeah. We were just focused on kind of just money, right? Focused on just getting rich and. Right, I wanted to be a millionaire by the time I was 30. It's just kind of I don't know why every 20
You got one more year.
Yeah, I got one more year till 30. Definitely not going to be a millionaire. But I found a better way.
Right.
So we were at a point in our marriage where we were like, okay, something needs to change. We need to manage our money better. We just felt stuck. And as Christians, we were like, okay, you know what? Let's look towards the Word of God. You know what? And we kind of just immediately went to the story of Solomon, right? The wisest man who ever lived, and also the richest man. Right? And on Google, what does it say?
That he is worth $2 trillion.
It was $2
in
trillion?
Nowadays.
Okay, in today's dollars, yeah. Worth $2 trillion, right? So that's I can't even fathom that. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
I wouldn't know what to do with that money.
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to take advice from this guy here. So we read Proverbs, started there. That's not the book that changed our perspective. What changed our perspective was the book after that, Ecclesiastes. I don't really hear anybody talking much about that book. That really changed our perspective, because Solomon, he's at the end of his life and he's looking back at all his accomplishments, everything that he's gained, the women, the wealth, all the cattle, whatever, all the material stuff. And he's like, okay, wow, this didn't fulfill me. And so he's looking back, and he's like, you know what did? Was fearing God, putting God first, and enjoying his life, right? Eating, drinking with those that he loved.
Yeah.
And that's the theme of the whole entire book. And it even ends in chapter 12. It ends with that. Fear God, right? And put God first. And so that really changed my perspective. And so we started analyzing our life, right? Okay, so what are we doing with our time, our talent, right? And our money? And it's just okay, what are we doing with the resources that God has given us? And how could we live our life, right, to start enjoying life, but also open up more time for us to focus and build our faith, right, and work on our marriage.
We realized that most of our time was actually going to our jobs that we really didn't even enjoy.
Yeah.
And by the time we came home, I was cooking. We were talking about our jobs because that's pretty much what we did all day. So it was kind of what can we do in order to get our time back, in order to spend more time and learn from each other? And
we were also tired, even just going to church. I feel like the last of our energy of the day was going towards what we said we value the most.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's really kind of what hit us. It's okay, if we value our relationship with Christ, if we value each other, right, friends and family, why is that not being put first?
Yeah.
Why isn't our best energy and our best hours put towards those things? So we kind of just we're struck, and it's okay, how can we use what God's given us to start living right? So we paid off our debt, $50,000 in just car loans, student loans, and things like that. just to kind of get out of the consumerism mindset. I know it's hard to do, especially in these days with social media and things like that. Yeah. And then we started budgeting, things like that. So it's all boring stuff, right? We all know we have to do our budget and all that stuff we don't want to do. Some people are better at it than others. And so then we started analyzing, like, okay, what are our talents? What are our skills? What are some ways that we can start generating money on our own? And one of our goals was to get my wife as a stay-home mom, right? That's something that we really wanted for our child. And we were thinking, like, this was a year and a half ago. Like, we were like, okay, this is something we want, the life that we want. Yeah. We want my wife to be able to stay home, raise our kid, and also have our kid be homeschooled. Yeah. I want to be able to be home, be more around my kid, because I didn't grow up with a dad. It's just amazing because we made that happen. Like, Grace, she just quit her job.
I just quit my job last week.
Just quit her job, full-time homemaker, or what do we call it?
Stay home wife.
Stay home wife. I don't know, stay home mom, wife. So it's just amazing. We're so grateful for that. And then the third thing was our time. Like, okay, how can we get our time back, right? So I think it's like getting your money right was kind of like the first step for us, like getting our money right, learning some skills in order to get our time back. And so it's like now it's like we're at a place where it's like, okay, great, now we can focus our time on each other more in our church community here, friends and family, right? And just enjoy life. Like if that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Like, for example, yesterday, it was Wednesday, and we went to church, and after church we were like, hey, let's go hang out with some friends, and
went to Applebee's.
Yeah.
And just chilled.
Before we were like, maybe we should go home because we have to work tomorrow, like at 5 a.m. So, yeah.
And so it's amazing to like, okay, this is now our focus, right? Enjoying our life and contributing to others and building relationships, people in our community. And so that's super important to us. So we want to start putting that first. Yeah. And so that is how we really retired early, right? Like literally changing our perspective and how we view money.
Yes.
Right? Or maybe not just money, but just like success in general, right? Solomon's view of success was fearing God, right? Putting God first. Yeah. And so we're trying to do that to the best of our ability. And just simply enjoy life, right? And we're content.
Yep.
We're content with what we have, and we're really happy. And so I really want this for you too, as far as like retiring early, whatever that looks like for you. There was a specific process that we went through during our like a scary time where we were just stuck. So if you need help, all right, if you want to just start waking up in the morning with clear direction, right, click the link below. There's a guide for you that we created that really changed our life and started helping us get on the right direction. Yep. So that's a little bit of our story, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.